Hi guys, Chevyrell here, and Dan. We're here to answer some questions that are on the Ask Me Anything thread in my Ravelry group. I'll go ahead and link that down below, so if you all have any other questions, feel free to post them there, and I'll put together a little video. I'm gonna answer a few of them today, not all of them. Ditto's in here being terrible too, so that's what you're hearing. I mean, could he be any cuter? He's so bad, but he's so cute. And if I had $1 for every time I told him he was lucky he was cute, because if he wasn't cute, I don't know if he'd still be with us today. Okay, the first question is, how did we meet?
Roller derby.
We met in roller derby back in 2006. The Fort Wayne Derby Girls started. When they first started, the co-founders went to the speed team. Dan was on the speed skating team. Didn't you go to like state?
I went to nationals once.
Oh, you went as a skater or as a spectator?
I did not win.
But you participated in nationals?
Yeah.
That was way preemie. There was a practice that I do recall that some guy came out in a unitard.
In what?
A unitard, a onesie.
At speed practice?
No, do you remember that practice we went, we skated on the track at Blackhawk?
Yeah.
And I was dating him at the time. Like, we had just started dating, and our team went to go practice skating a track at a high school, and we look over and Dan's taking his clothes off and he has this unitard onesie on. And
Did
all
I wear it?
Yes, and all the girls,
That's
how do you
hard to
not
believe.
remember that?
I don't at all. I
All the
remember
girls were
going
like,
there.
what the hell are you wearing? That was probably 50 pounds of muscle ago, too. Like, that was, you were real thin.
Yeah, I probably was.
But he skated speed skating, so you know that's like shit, cross country running. I mean, he was thin. He did a lot of cardio.
A lot of cardio. I also ran. I rode my bike everywhere.
When I first started dating Dan, like, all of his ribs stuck out. You know that, okay, when you picture like a cyclist, cross country,
Distance runner, long distance skier.
yeah, like very, very thin.
Svelte.
No. Ditto, what are you eating?
It was calm.
I don't want to play with that. Thank you. He worked 2 jobs, went to school full time, skated speed skating, signed on to be the trainer or volunteered to be a trainer for the Derby Girls.
Haha, that served in my favor though, because I had to take classes on night speed practice was once in a while. When I signed up for the Derby Girl thing, they practice on different nights and or different times than the speed team. So I had all of the speed team practices and all of the Derby Girl practices to skate. I had the whole floor for 4 to 6 hours per week.
So you did the Derby Girl thing because you got floor time.
Right.
Gotcha.
I mean, hot chicks hitting each other on skates wasn't a drawback, but it really was the floor time.
So Derby started January of '06, which is when I met Dan. We didn't start dating until like Memorial Day weekend. He asked me to go see a movie, and I thought he meant like a bunch of Derby people were going to see a movie, but he just asked me to go see a movie. And that was sort of when it started. We canoodled for a while. So we really don't have an anniversary because we don't really know. I'll post some pictures of Dan and Chevy circa 2006, and we look like babies. If I can find some. So that's how Dan and I met. The next question is, how did I get into the funeral industry? Which is,
Same answer. Roller derby.
oh yeah, that's true. How do you like that for a segue? I was actually going to say it's not as cool of an answer as one might think. I went to a business college. One of the pros or selling points of the business college is that there's lifetime placement. I can't. He's as bad as a child. I mean, terrible twos, he's as bad as a child. Back to the funeral industry, IBC. Business school, they have lifetime placement, and if I was 80 years old and wanted a job, they have to help me with my resume and, submit me to people who are looking to hire and yada yada. Well, they have to tell me they are.
Right.
I get lifetime placement.
Right.
That's part of the gig.
Right.
Roller derby started January of 06. April, I broke my ankle pretty bad. I'll insert a picture. At the time, I was a property manager, and I mean, are you kidding me? He's like a fart in a skillet. Dan has fleas. At the time, I was a property manager, and in April, that's like peak apartment seeking time. Well, I couldn't drive because I was broken, and I drove a stick shift. Like, I needed my feet to drive, and they fired me, which at first I was like pissed off about. But looking back, it's the best thing that ever happened because I got unemployment while I was broken. It was like the best unemployment vacation ever because it allowed me to have time to heal. So when I first started dating Dan, I was actually unemployed. I was just doing derby. My entire MO from the moment that I broke my ankle was, when can I get back on skates? When can I get back on skates? And I think I was on skates end of June. They told me 3 months, and that was about right. In June, I started looking for a job again because I could walk. Went to IBC. It just so happened that the funeral home that I work for, the gal who I replaced had been there for 16 years and was having her first baby and decided to be a stay-at-home mom. It really was the stars aligning. I totally believe in the universe was looking out for me. I didn't seek out the funeral industry, it sort of found me, and by way of doing so, I found a love for it. I love my job a lot. I'm an office manager. I do pre-arranging now as well. Everybody asks if I embalm. I don't. In the state of Indiana, you have to be a licensed funeral director to do that. Everyone always wants to know what I do in the back. I do hair. I have done nails and makeup on occasion, but not in a very, very long time. I basically do all of the paperwork. I do death certificates, all the printed material, all the social security stuff, veteran stuff, contracts, billing, anything that the funeral director meets with the families and conducts all the services, and I do all the office stuff. And that's basically it, and write pre-arrangements. Pre-arranging is by far better for the consumer. So really, I didn't find the funeral industry found me by way of the universe. I worked a lot of jobs in my lifetime where I got that sick feeling on Sunday night when I had to think about going to work on Monday, or as you're driving into the parking lot, it's just like a deep because you don't want to be there. I don't feel that way about my job at all. I very much enjoy my job. And one would not think that a funeral person would. I enjoy helping people. I have a bachelor's in psychology. I'm very much into that part of it, and I like that I can help people and take a really crappy time and make it a little easier anyway. The next question is about tarot. I am going to do a separate video on that. So that way people who are not into tarot do not have to listen to that. I did have a question on virtual knit night. There are some people who are not fortunate enough to have an LYS, which is a local yarn store close to them, and they don't have a knitting group. They don't have anyone to knit with. The podcasting world is what they've got. So a virtual knit night, what that is it's almost like a group meeting. You're all in the same room, but you're in the comfort of your own home, and it's on your computer. Paige the Framer, which you got Knit At Me, right? Knit At Me. Paige the Framer does a virtual knit night. I want to say like one Thursday a month, maybe more than that. There is a thread that I will link in her group where she talks about that. All are welcome. Bless you. She uses a website. It's not an
That's
app.
what I was going to ask. What platform is it on?
It's Zoom.
Is it a website?
Yeah.
It can be.
It's called Zoom. She has links and tells you how to do everything, but it's really nice, especially for those people who don't have a local knitting group and don't have an LYS. You can ask questions and show your knitting and listen to conversation, and it's a lot of fun. You never know how many people are going to be there, whose schedule it'll work into. Now, that's the virtual knit night that I know of. That's the only one that I've ever done. We've lost it. Oh my goodness. Paige's virtual knit night is the only virtual knit night that I have ever done. That being said, anybody can start a virtual knit night. There are multiple ways you can do it. If you search the threads in Ravelry, I'm sure that there are other people who have VKNs that are open to new knitters. Like I said, I only know Paige's. I will link her information down below. So if you wanted to try one, that would be a really good place to start. I enjoy them whenever my schedule allows it. I like to pop in and say hi to people, and you get to meet knitters from all over the place. So it's really neat. I think the last one, we had New York and Florida, and I mean, we were all over the place. So I highly recommend virtual knit nights. I mean, this dog is driving me nuts, you guys. I can't remember. You guys! This dog is driving me nuts! Dan is trying to dig his toy out from under my big train trunk thing right here. While he's doing that, I cannot remember what this hat is, but I know I knit it last year. It was part of my 2018 knits, and this is my boxy. And it's pashmina, and there's cashmere in it. Oh, I know, right? It's one of those that you want to pet yourself. Okay, so virtual knit night. I'll link everything that I can. As far as Paige's virtual knit night goes, like I said, hers is the only one that I've ever done. So I don't really know a whole lot about them. If any of y'all who are watching know about them, if you would like to link stuff in the comments for others, you know, maybe you guys have your own VKNs that are also open that I'm not aware of. Last question that we're going to answer on this video is special accommodations for Olive. I know that some of you saw the video that I posted on Instagram, and I don't think I have it anymore, so I can't put it here. For those of you who don't know who Olive is, she is our 10-year-old blind, diabetic, 3-legged pug with dry eye. She'll be 11 years old in February, and she's sort of like the podcast's little mascot. Here she is. What she does is she goes and gallivants around the yard, and because she's blind, doesn't know where she is, she realizes,
She knows exactly where she is. She goes out there every day when she goes to potty and sits and waits for me. And I give her a ride back. She knows damn well where she is. If I'm out working and just walk around, she'll eventually wander back to the house so she can go in.
In short, she gets way far away from the door, and then because it's hard on her. She's not being lazy. She only has 3 legs. Plus she's old and has arthritis.
And big.
So she gets out there. She lost weight. She got weighed yesterday. She got her glucose levels checked yesterday. She's in perfect health. No, she did not. February's dental month for all of you pet owners. You usually get discount. February's dental. But she lost weight. She's 24 something. Her last one, she was 25 something. Anyway, she goes out and sits down because she doesn't want to walk all the way back to the door, and she knows that one of us will eventually go get her. As far as a dog having diabetes, it's very similar. Ditto's shaking the camera. As far as a dog having diabetes, it's very similar to humans. She gets insulin twice a day, 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. We do have to schedule around her eating. And like when we go home to Ohio and stuff, you have to have her insulin. Actually, the last time we went home to Ohio, I forgot her insulin in my brother's refrigerator. So we had to call and get like a special script to get her insulin. So, you know, outside of that, there really aren't any.
Food.
Oh yeah, her food's expensive because she's on like a special diabetic food, and we get it.
She can't eat just anything.
Yeah, it's by prescription. You can only get it at the vet. She wants to be up on the couch with you, and you have to watch her because if she doesn't know how far to jump down. She doesn't know. So if she starts getting up, like moving, you got to get up and put her down. I think that's about it, though. Like,
say set her down.
Okay.
We didn't put her down yet.
Oh, God. You have to set her on the floor. Pugs are companion dogs. They want to be with their people. It is hard for her, especially when I'm cleaning. I'm one of those people that like run all over the house. I can't do one room at a time. It's like I'll start cleaning a room and then something will need to go into another room, and I'll take that into the other room, and then I'm in the other room cleaning. So when I clean, I'm all over the house, and she wants to follow you. Like pugs want to be with their people, and I feel bad. Ew, don't get on my sweater. And I feel bad because she wants to follow me around, but it's hard for her. The diabetes is more of a pain in the butt than the 3-legged thing. I have a feeling this is gonna be a nightmare to edit. Keep the questions coming. Did you have fun, honey, even though you said like 5 words?
I spoke. Half the time.
You're covered in dog hair.
I don't think you can see. They can see it though.
I don't know, those new highfalutin televisions, you can see like boogers in people's noses. And like zits on their face. Yeah. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the Ask Me Anything video. If you don't have any more questions, we won't do any more. I am going to do the tarot video though. I'm looking forward to that one. I do believe that I am going, will you hand me that right there, please?
What?
My loom.
This?
Yes. I think that I am finally going to start this tonight. This is my project for the New to You Mal. So I am gonna attempt to loom some stuff. So don't forget about the New to You. Make along, hashtag it. There's threads. It's linked on my last video. As I get new questions, I'll answer them. Until next time, see you later.